Welcome to some new NRL confirmed and rumoured transfers for September, October and beyond. Today, we're looking at 13 new NRL transfers that could absolutely alter the upcoming NRL season. Remember, within the graphic for each NRL transfer, there will be a percentage if the transfer is rumoured that the player will be transferring. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. Adam Elliott's future remains uncertain after not being offered a new deal beyond 2025 with the Newcastle Knights, but speculation is building that he could join the South Sydney Rabbitohs. The Rabbitohs have long struggled for consistency in their forward pack, and Elliott's experience could be exactly what they need to inject balance and toughness into their middle rotation. Having already represented the Indigenous All-Stars twice and playing over 170 first grade games across stints with the Bulldogs, Raiders and Knights since debuting in 2016, Elliott has proven himself as a reliable NRL forward. If he does make the switch to Redfern, Elliott would become a valuable impact player off the bench, able to cover both the middle and edge positions with aggression and overall stamina. Despite having a player option to extend his time with the Manly Sea Eagles, Matthew Lodge's name has been linked with a move abroad, specifically to the Leeds Rhinos in the Super League. Lodge has been something of a journeyman throughout his career, representing the Tigers, Broncos, Warriors, Roosters and now Manly, where he has performed solidly since being handed a lifeline at the start of the season. At 30 years old, Lodge is nearing the twilight of his career and could be set for one last payday overseas. Leeds, under the leadership of Brad Arthur, may offer the front rower the chance to continue his career at a high level, while also providing him with the stability of a multi-year contract as he considers his long-term future in the sport. The Newcastle Knights have secured the services of Sandon Smith on a 4-year deal beginning in 2026, in what shapes up as a significant signing for the club's future. Smith's departure from the Sydney Roosters leaves a question mark over Newcastle's spine, as he is expected to push for a starting spot in the halves or at hooker. Known for his composure and versatility, Smith has already shown flashes of potential at NRL level, and his long-term commitment signals the Knights' intent to build stability in key playmaking roles. The move also creates added competition within the squad, raising questions about how Newcastle will structure their first choice lineup moving forward. Brisbane Broncos hooker Corey Pakes finds himself in a difficult position as his contract situation remains unresolved heading into the 2026 season. The 25-year-old has been open about his desire to remain at the Broncos for life, but with salary cap pressures mounting, no offers have been tabled by the club. Pakes has been linked with potential opportunities at other clubs, though many of those options have since closed, and personal commitments, including the upcoming birth of his child, mean relocating to Sydney or overseas is unlikely. Despite the uncertainty, Pakes continues to deliver solid performances at hooker, and his determination to focus on family and football may eventually reward him with an extension at Brisbane, where he hopes to continue his career. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui's future with the Gold Coast Titans is clouded, despite being contracted until an astounding 2033, with player options embedded into the deal allowing him to leave earlier. The first of these clauses arrives at the end of 2026, and it has already sparked interest from several clubs. The St George Illawarra Dragons and Canterbury Bulldogs are reportedly circling, while there is also talk of a mammoth $7.5 million deal to lure the Queensland Origin star to Perth with the new club the Bears. A proven leader for club and state, Fa'asuamaleaui remains central to the Titans' rebuild, but the lack of success on the Gold Coast could tempt him to explore his options in the coming years. Cronulla Sharks captain Cameron McInnes has become a target for the Perth Bears, who are preparing for the NRL entry in 2027. Off contract at the end of 2026, McInnes has established himself as one of the most hard-working and reliable forwards in the competition, with previous stints at South Sydney and the Dragons adding to his experience. A former New South Wales Blues representative, McInnes has been an outstanding leader for the Sharks since 2022, known for his defensive resilience and tireless motor. At 31 years of age, he is nearing the back end of his career, but his professionalism and leadership would make him a perfect foundation signing for the Bears as they look to create a strong culture in their debut season. The future of Siliva Havili is uncertain as the South Sydney Rabbitohs utility forward weighs up his options beyond 2025. Havili, who can cover hooker and prop, has been a valuable asset for the Rabbitohs during a tough campaign, making 22 appearances despite the club's injury struggles. St Helens in the Super League have been touted as frontrunners for his signature, but reports suggest his name is still being circulated to other clubs within the NRL, leaving the door open for a late twist. With 12 seasons of professional rugby league behind him, Havili is keen to play on into 2026, and his experience as a Tongan international makes him a very attractive prospect for overseas sides. Mikaele Ravalawa will depart the NRL for the Super League, with a deal confirmed to join the Castleford Tigers in 2026. Currently on loan at the South Sydney Rabbitohs from the Dragons, Ravalawa has struggled to cement his place in the Red V's long-term plans, despite scoring 101 tries in first grade since his debut in 2019. A powerful ball runner and 5-time Fijian international, Ravalawa came to rugby league after captaining Fiji's under-18s rugby 7 side, and his athleticism has always made him a threat on the wing. A move to Castleford could allow him to rediscover the form that once made him one of the most feared outside backs in the NRL. Similar to Mikaele Ravalawa, Blake Taaffe has confirmed his move to the Super League after signing a 3-year deal with the Castleford Tigers starting in 2026. The versatile utility back departs the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, having played 44 NRL games, but his opportunities for consistent first grade minutes have been limited in recent years. At Castleford, Taaffe will be aiming to establish himself as a permanent starter, with his ability to cover fullback, halves and bench utility roles, making him a valuable asset for the Tigers. The move marks an exciting new chapter in his career as he looks to make an impact in England, as he did at the Rabbitohs. Daine Laurie is facing an uncertain future beyond 2025 after not yet being offered an extension by the Penrith Panthers. The 25-year-old fullback has expressed his desire to secure a role where he can play his preferred position week in, week out, but acknowledges that it may have to come at another club. Open to all opportunities, Laurie has suggested he is willing to relocate to achieve his goals, and with his attacking flair and proven ability at the back, there is sure to be interest from rival NRL clubs. For now, Laurie remains focused on finishing his time at Penrith strongly, while his management explores what lies ahead. The Manly Sea Eagles have secured a major coup with the signing of Kobe Hetherington on a 4-year deal from 2026. The Broncos' look has been highly rated by Brisbane coach Michael Maguire, but the club ultimately failed to retain him, allowing Manly to swoop in and bolster their forward pack. Hetherington will join a formidable group of middle forwards including Jake Trbojevic, Hamoli Olakau'atu and Tanile Paseka, making the Sea Eagles pack one of the most intimidating in the league. The move also represents a big step for Hetherington personally, as he relocates from Brisbane to Sydney to continue his career, bringing toughness and reliability to a side that is desperate for forward depth. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of some of these transfers. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.